Hi guys, PLA Warrior here. So today I just want to talk about the game selection, spotting a good game, and taking a shot sort of thing. So it was just like a weekend, just your average weekend day. Um, I normally just play 20 PLO. Obviously, I do play 50 PLO sometimes, but it's good to have a look at all the tables. You know, say you're normally playing a stake and you've got 10, 20, 30 buy-ins for it, and you spot somebody, at higher stakes that you know is really bad and you just know how to exploit them. But if you take a shot in that game, you've only got like, 5 or 10 buy-ins, or even less if you're not, depending on it for, an income. I would say get in there, man. Get in there and take a shot because those spots don't come around that often, and like your expected, value in terms of the actual dollar amount, pounds amount is going to be huge compared to your normal game. Obviously, you can lose a lot more, but it's definitely worth taking a swing, taking a shot, and just dealing with the swings. And same goes for in a casino as well, like, moving tables. Like if you're sitting down and the table's okay, and then 3 hours later, the table's bad. I know myself, I don't always get up and move tables, but I know I should. And it's just like, that's one of the most important things, spotting a good game, It's basically giving yourself a pay rise. And who doesn't want to do that? So this is at 50 PLO, right? This guy here's got 1,000 big blinds. I've got 1,700 hands on him, and you can see he's playing 85% of his hands, 3-betting a third of them, all this stuff. So, you have to get in this game, right? You just give it the money away. So this is like one of our first few hands on the table. We've doubled up already, obviously 50 max buy-in. So we've doubled up already. Can't find that exact hand, but let's get into it. So this guy opens and this guy folds. Obviously we should be calling here. If this guy is really 3-betting a third of his hands from the small blind, he's still 3-betting over a third of his hands. So we should always be calling here. So we do flat call, and surely enough, who would have guessed it? He 3-bets, small blind, cold calls, sorry, big blind, cold calls, the razor, flat calls, and now we can get in like a third of our stack. So boom, we just absolutely must do it. Surely enough, the fish, flat calls, big blind now shoves, original razor shoves. Obviously we're shoving with the nuts, and everybody is all in, buddy. And let's see what they showed up with here. So this guy reshoved with ace jack 5-9. This guy's got queen queen 10-10. Quite a reasonable hand. This guy's got kings. Boom. Ace on the flop. Guy jams the set. Guy calls a top pair. Not every day you see 1165 euro pot at 25 cent 50 cent. But anyway, we hold up. Nobody's got queen 9, 7-9 or king queen. So that's a good pot for us to win, yeah. Okay, so then a few hands later, we get aces again. Our lucky day. This guy opens. I probably would just go for the 3-bet here. I don't think any of these guys are going to be 3-betting. So I do go for the 3-bet because he obviously can't 3-bet now because he's the one that's open. So that's the difference between this and the last hand. I know how I'm going to exploit him. And he just flat calls and top set on the flop. The thing is, this guy is not scared to call like pot bets with any kind of draw or anything. So my only bet against him is always just pot. So pot in the flop, pot in the turn. Like if he just has ace jack here, I still don't think he would fold. If he has a flush draw, I still don't think he would fold. And obviously if he has a queen, he's never folding. So we pot here, check the river to us, boom, smash the river. And he does end up having queen 3. So he has a full house, yeah. Okay, and then the next hand. he just limps in, considering he's raising like over half his hands. He just limp. Oh no, sorry, min raises. I'm just going to call that limp. So we 3-bet with queens on the button. We're up to like 700 euros now from 50. It's not bad. Flat calls. We flop over pair and a flush draw, and he just donks into us half pot. Never folding, obviously. Peeling one off. 6 on the turn. Still betting half pot. Could just raise here and just like end the hand. We do have a 5 blocker. I expect him to call lows, even if he's got like, you know, any kind of draw here. I expect him to be calling. So maybe better if we just see the river first. So we do see the river, and any bets here, and we decide to put in a raise to get him off like a weak 2 pair, basically. You know, if he has like 3-4, 7-4. I'm not really trying to get him off straight, but we do have 5 in our hand. We do kind of block diamonds, which is a bit unfortunate because we want him to have the diamond draw. But yeah, we do have 1 club in our hand, which we do block the backdoor clubs. We also block the straight a little bit. So, I mean, we could even be winning here sometimes, but it's kind of hard. Like, I think his most likely hand is a weakish 2 pair, or maybe like 7-8. But yeah, we raise and he folds. So still don't be scared to bluff the fish, even, you know, if they're pretty loose. You still have to kind of keep a bit balanced against them. There's the next hand. Against the same guy again. He opens here with 3-betting him like nearly every hand. You can't see the session stats here for some reason. But I was 3-betting him like every hand pretty much because I've got position on him. That's the thing, you get in position on them, you got to abuse it. So he folds, flat calls, 7-8-8. Definitely better for his range than my range. And he checks. So we just go for a bet. We do block like aces and kings and queens, pretty much. So he just flat calls, and then he decides to lead out here, which is really kind of strange. I know we block hearts, sorry, we block spades, we block the pairs and all that, but the thing is, honestly, if he has an 8 on the flop, like I expect him just to lead out or to check raise me. And then when the 7 comes on the turn, I know like he's loose, but I don't think he would bet out a 7 here that often. And it's just fear of me having an 8 and raising him. So I just think he has complete air here, or like a 10-jack kind of hand, or has picked up spades. Pretty much like he's just floating with like just 4 random cards, maybe like, you know, maybe 5-6 with spades or something. Just a weakish draw, but picked up a flush draw. So we flat call here just to see like what he's going to do on the river. We may raise him on the river, depending on the river card. And then obviously the 10 is coming on the river, and he checks to us, so it's like obviously we're at the bottom of our range, so we must bet here. Even if he has a hand like 10-jack with spades, like I think he might find a fold here just because he doesn't obviously beat anything like 6-9, jack-9, any 7, any 8, you know, any overpair. So we must bluff, and we do bluff, and we manage to get him to fold. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was just saying about, I mean, played for like half an hour, I won 700 euros. I mean, I won like however many big blinds that is, 1400 big blinds, I think. Yeah, whatever, off him. Just because I kept my eyes peeled and I'd seen the player, I knew that he was bad. And I played a slightly bigger game than I used to play. Well, not really, but, you know, principle's the same. So this is a different hand. I don't know why. Oh, these must be marked from before those hands were marked. I'll just go into them anyway. So we 3-bet this. This is a 20 PLO. Oh, this guy is pretty loosey-goosey as well. Very bluffy. So we bet the flop. Get pretty much min raised. Go for the flat. 8 on the turn, we've got top 2 pair. Check. He's betting 10. There's 30 in there, we've only got 23.80. Jamming. Folding. He's getting a 4-1. So it obviously has nothing at all. Even if he has 6-7, he kind of has to call here. or, you know, a wrap. So yeah, I think I mark this hand maybe just because if you go with your gut, don't be scared to go with your gut, even if, you know, we're giving him such great odds. I just think if he has nothing, he has nothing, you know. He's very loose aggressive. Doesn't have to have a flush or a 5, pretty much. Just like, you know, min raising the flop, just he's going to be a bluff quite a lot of the time on that board. We block a 10 anyways, and then like this turn is just like a must bluff turn. If he bluffed the flop, he's just half potting the turn. So like, yeah, I'm jamming, y'all. So that's that one, and this one. Don't know about this hand. Opening here. Get 3 bet by a regular in the big blind. I'm not really folding to too many 3 bets in position. So flat call. King, king, king. He checks. We bet. Fantastic. And he raises. Why would you raise here? Doesn't make much sense, does it? Aces wouldn't raise here, especially from a regular. King definitely not raising. There's no hands you raise here. I mean, obviously you could if, you know, you have some kind of dynamic and you're just raising with king. You're going to get called down light, but there is no such dynamic like that, especially at 20 PLO. So yeah, we just flat call, thinking he's full of shit. Obviously, we're probably not winning, but... and then he checks, and then it's just easy for us to bet here. We don't need to pot here, like, you know. We're ripping like slow played aces or a king, pretty much. So if there's 26 in the pot, we don't need to pot it, obviously, because that would just be bad. So literally just betting like less than half pot and just folds. You know, just go with your gut. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. You have to do something about it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, you know. So thanks for watching, guys.